Happy New Year's, guys. M's or Nose Hoops back today with another video. And I wanted to thank you guys for all your love and support. Channel's officially just over a year old now. Blessed for everything you guys have done. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I really do. You guys have been nothing short of incredible. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Today we are talking about the 13-19 Atlanta Hawks. And it's funny because Trae Young has actually turned his season around from the beginning. So I can't even sit here and tell you, well, Trae Young just sucks right now. And, like any team, if your best player is not doing good, you're not going to do good. The Hawks are a terrible defense. They're a top 5 offense, and it's wild. So let's get into it. And the first thing I want to talk about is they have a rim problem. And just a defense problem in general. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So right here, we see the screen action. You got Capella stuck up high on Jared Allen, which is already a mistake. Capella should be lower. I don't know why you're respecting Jared Allen from there. Just whatsoever. Right? So at this point, Donovan Mitchell just has basically the entire inside range, which is already the problem here. Like, to me, this setup is just incorrect. Like, Jared Allen is not a center that if I'm a head coach or if I'm even, like a video coordinator or whatever, I'm not telling Clint Capella, Clint, Jared's a problem from the midi, so let's go cover him. I'm telling him, let's get you down to that low block, and we'll figure out the rest. But instead, you get the little slip action, which DeJounte for some reason commits to instead of Donovan. At this point, he's able to use his shoulder to get the inside move, and at that point, it's just him in the rim. It's too easy. So here you get a forced shot from DeJounte, right? And now you're pushing, right? You got Mobley pushing out to Donovan, right? And you have DeJounte on him, which is okay. That makes sense. And you have Clint trying to reach. I can't necessarily get mad. But then the issue is, this is why in some ways, to be 100% honest, I would rather you bring over Hunter, drop Clint, try and get Trae just on Strus in the corner because he's not really going to be, a self-creating guy. But instead, he goes for the reach, and at this point, it's just him and Trae Young at the rim. Clint just gives up on this possession too, which, somewhat I get it. Like, you can't get back, and you might get in foul trouble if you do, but you're only down 4, right? And Trae, he tried. I can't even get mad. He tried, but there's just nothing you can do there. And again, teams right here, boom, tries to poke again, just wide open lane, back out, and this is part of the issue, right? And they're trying to mask Trae Young, right? So Trae gets the ball back, goes back, so he's in front of Trae now. He beat Trae off that little roll action from Mobley. I had the whole left side of the court open. Man commits to it, goes over, goes in. At that point, I don't know what you can do, right? Like, the defenses collapse so easily because part of the issue is that for some reason Quinn Snyder loves to get Capella really high up on these actions that I just don't understand, because you're leaving the paint just wide open so many of these times, right? Because then you got Mitchell here again, screen push off, create separation, right? This is just a tough shot in general, step back. But the idea there is just that this team gets stuck almost trying to rotate and do all these things that, quite frankly, you're just not meant to do. Right? So then you got Garland here going. And again, part of the issue, when it's just you and Trae Young, Garland goes in, takes it at the rim. Garland's not even that good at the rim, but he went right in there. Nice and easy. Right? And then I want to talk about the positives / where this team can get better. But again, the defense, guys, according to Clean the Glass, right, this team is getting attacked at the rim a lot. And they aren't necessarily attacking the rim either. And part of the issue here is you have a center problem. To me, you got to just put your chips on Nneka Okongwu and Jalen Johnson. My apologies. You have to slide your chips forward and just trade Clint. I don't know where, because to be honest, to me, I think they sold. They should have traded Clint last season to the Dallas Mavericks And to me, at that point, you could probably have gotten a first round pick or maybe a couple seconds or something. But now you're sort of stuck. And I don't know when his contract ends. I'm pretty sure they extended him, which to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You have a lot of young guys at that position that I would just prefer to have there. They're more mobile and they move more. So yeah, and then let's get into the offense, right? And these are all going to be makes, right? And the idea here is to show you where this team seems to be at their best, right? So you get DeJounte gets the ball here, beautiful move from Saddiq Bey, attacks the rim, and that's going to be important. Attacking the rim. We're going to get into that in a little bit, right? So again, Saddiq here is going to try and get an action going, right? Gets DeJounte, screen action, right? Not bad. This is a beautiful play run here, right? Because this entire time, right, Trae is running a wrap. Because Bane at this point is stuck with Bogdanovich on him, not really fighting over. Boom, roll, goes into a drop. And Ja hedges over to Trae, kicks it out to DeJounte. Beautiful wing three, wide open, basically. That is beautiful basketball, right? They should be running more actions along that line / attacking the rim. So again, let's take a look, right? Out to Clint Capella, over to Bey, right, to the corner, back up, gets Bey in the roll action. Basically forces the Morant matchup. Right, passes out, goes right back in. Beautiful, little floater to the rim. Trae attacking the rim is part of the reason that Trae has started to look so much better since December 13th. And again, we're going to get into that here in a minute. So again, look, right, boom. Because Trae Young, right, is known as a good passer. So when this moment happens and he gets, not even the fake screen basically in the slip, Ja tries to swipe because he's thinking, okay, he's going to go lob here to Clint, which makes sense. And the center basically commits to it too. But no, Trae goes for the floater. Beautifully done, beautifully executed. You could not ask for a better, roll action. But again, that's where I think we start to see some of the problems of this team. And let me just make sure that this clip is not what I'm thinking it is. And again, right, beautiful action here where Trae gets to attack, get to the rim, right? And the best thing apart to me is it's a quick shot from Trae, and Trae loves sometimes taking those quick shots from 40 plus feet, which don't make sense, right? So there you get the screen, right? The roll back into another action. So then you have two possibilities, basically, which is, am I going up to the man? Or am I going to do this? Now, basically, his whole, in my opinion, or analysis, his whole decision here is basically predicated on I believe, I can't tell who that is, but basically on the center, on number 2 here, it's basically up to him how Trae Young moves. If he commits to the back, which he does, he commits to the possible lob, Trae just goes, okay, floater. And that is what I think Trae Young is at his best. When he gets into that floater game, and then he starts to try and kill you from deep. So let's get into it, right? Because I wanted to look at something, because there's something I noticed. So they're the 5th offense in basketball. But according to Clean the Rim, they're 20th in shots taken at the rim. They're not taking shots at the rim. But getting inside is valuable for Trae Young. So for example, for December 13th, so basically from 25th of October when they started their season, to December 13th, he was 46% on layups. That's just unacceptable. He's been 53% since then. We've seen his general efficiency and such go up for the most part in the game since then. And that's the big issue, is the rim on both ends. Teams love taking shots against the Hawks at the rim because part of the issue is that with Trae there, and honest to God, with DeJounte basically having to put in overtime with Trae being there, right, and having to basically run with the perimeter, the best perimeter player possible, he can't really help then off ball or to help try and catch up. And then the front court, we've seen it multiple times, right? Clint is kind of floating up towards the man. Clint is trying to get the back of Trae to make sure that the guy can't just roll right past him. But that's the issue, is that this rim on both ends of the floor on offense not being attacked nearly enough. Like, Trae and DeJounte, to me, should be attacking that mid/rim more often. And then you start to take your 3 ball. And then at that point, offenses are scrambling to try and figure out what to do with you. That, to me, is when this team could get really deadly. And that's part of their issue, too, is their front court. But let's get into where their offense is also struggling. And it's also because of these 2 guards, right? Trae's got about 4.3 turnover a game, I believe, according to Basketball Reference. Right, he gets the screen here from Okongwu and tries to just force a really tough pass. To me, at this point, either just go up, right? I get it. It's a dumb shot, but try and take a foul. I don't know where this ball was trying to go. Like, yeah, 3-4 people around you at that point. To me, just try and get a foul or don't do anything. Because to me, at that point, you're just forcing a rough situation to begin with. Right? And to me, this is just dumb. Quite frankly, this is just dumb by Trae. Right? You're down 17, I get it. Right? That's not a bad move. But Isaiah Joe just stood on it. To me, Trae could do one of 2 things. Run back around. Or he's more capable, since everybody's running down, of just stopping out a dime, hitting that man right there at the wing. Sadiq Bey at the wing. But nope. Instead, Trae tries to hit circle twice, and then he's doing a flashy pass in 2K. Right? And this here to me just doesn't make sense. I don't know where the thought process was for this. And you can even see it on him. He's like, dude, what? You threw that to me? That to me are just reads you can't make. Now, DeJounte, you ain't slick either, buddy. You ain't getting away either, bro. Like this pass? No, bro. You ain't Luka, buddy. You don't make that read to me. No. I get it. It's not a bad action. But clearly this is also meant to be a double roll action of sorts. Or run it a little bit more shallow so that you could get that pass out. But again, the attempts that these guys make to make a bigger play at times, I think hurts them even more than helps them. And here he just flat up loses the ball, right? Like gets too much in his own head, dribbles right into Aaron Nesmith. And guys, I guess it sort of takes me to the end of the clips, but I sort of want to just talk a little bit more about this. This team has a problem, and it's at the rim on both ends. Their front court, not solidified. To me, Okongwu or Jalen Johnson just needs full-time. Now, I get it. Jalen Johnson was hurt for a little bit, so that's okay. But at this point, to me, Clint Capella is not your move anymore. Just being quite honest with you, I don't get it. I don't think he helps them. I don't think... Now, part of the reason they're in this hole to begin with is because Trae was so god-awful at the beginning of the year. Like, atrocious. At least now he's giving you about 39% on 9 threes a game. A field goal percentage still needs to get up. 20 shots to get 28 points is a little rough. But to me, part of the issue is Trae and DeJounte don't work. And it's also because they're not surrounded by... I think for DeJounte, you would have needed... For this team to have worked, it would have had to be Trae, DeJounte. At that point, you either need a 3 or a 4 who is there purely to help play defense, help side. Because at that point, right, Clint Capella's not really a great help side defender. Maybe at the rim, but nowhere else, which is okay. But they don't have that. So at that point, DeJounte can't even be like, okay, I got this sort of side of the perimeter, right? And maybe I have a man to help out if I really, really need it. But no. Instead, basically, DeJounte, Clint, all these guys have to play overtime. Now, again, part of it is just Trae's size. Pause. There's only so much he can do at 6'2", allegedly. That man's probably like 5'11", 6 foot at best. To me, you guys, I think this team should blow it up. I know what you're thinking. Maybe you don't trade Trae Young. That's fine. You have to move DeJounte. You have to move Clint Capella. And if it doesn't work after that point, because this team has been through 3 coaches, right? This team doesn't, at some point, if you make those moves, right, and you go, okay, we're giving Trae another 1 to 2 years, however many years are left on his contract, because I'm pretty sure he signed, his big mega deal. However many years are left in that contract, you're going, okay, let's look into it. And then by a year or 2 left, if it's not working out, at that point, commit to the blow up, trade him, and move on. Let me know what you guys think down below. This was a super fun video because I actually had to really get into weeds and like understand why this team was struggling so much, because they started off pretty hot despite Trae struggling, and then they just now they have a worse record than my Bulls. I didn't think my Bulls were going to manage that. So to be 100% honest with you guys, I think they need to address the rim, both ends of the floor. Trae and DeJounte need to attack the rim more, or attack the midi, or something, because part of the issue is, like I was saying, and then on defense it's the same issue. Teams love going to the rim with the midi on them, and they are hitting it. Pause, but they are hitting it when they attack. So at that point then, to me, they need to invest in defense, shooting, so that Trae or whoever can attack the rim more. But as always, guys, this is Emster Knows Hoops. I know that's a little bit of a longer-winded one, but this was a super fun one. So let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord in the description. Have a beautiful New Year's, guys. This is Emster Knows Hoops. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.